Oh, abstract.
Refers to language that describes concepts rather than concrete images.
Ad hominem.
In an argument, an attack on the person rather than the opponent's ideas.
Oh. Allegory.
Poem, play, picture, etc., in which the apparent meaning of the characters and events is used to symbolize a deeper moral or spiritual meaning.
Alteration.
It's alliteration.
Alliteration. I'm sorry, people.
The commencement of two or more stressed syllables of a word group, either with the same consonant sound or sound group, from stern to stern, or with a vowel sound that may differ from syllable to syllable, each to all.
Illusion.
An incidental mentioning of something, either directly or by implication.
Analogy.
A similarity between like features of two things.
What? Oh. Anaphora.
The repetition of words at the beginning of successive clauses.
Anecdote.
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 A short account of a particular instance or event, usually humorous in nature. Would you stop? You're supposed to be paying
I
attention.
am paying attention.
It's your word.
Oh, okay.
9.
Antecedent.
The noun to which a later pronoun refers.
Antithesis.
It's antithesis.
Antithesis. Antithesis.
The
Got that, people?
presentation of two contracting images.
Antithesis.
Interminably.
The repetition of words in an inverted order to sharpen a contrast.
Aphorism.
A short, astute statement of a general truth.
A positive.
A relation between expressions that have the same function and the same relation to other words in a sentence.
Apostrophe.
Invented, inverted order of words or events as a rhetorical scheme.
Hey. Argument.
A single assertion or a series of assertions presented and defended by the writer.
Aristotelian triangle.
A diagram that represents a rhetorical situation as a relationship among the speaker, the subject, and the audience.
Assonance.
Repetition of vowels without repetition of consonants.
Ascendative.
Leaving out conjunctions between words, phrases, and clauses.
Attitude.
The relationship an author has toward his or her subject and or his or her audience.
Balance.
A situation in which all parts of the presentation are equal, whether in sentences or paragraphs or sections of a longer work.
That's when we're gonna do it. Cacophony.
Harsh or discordant sounds in a line or passage in a literary work.
Canon.
Canon.
A list of the works of an author that are accepted as authentic.
Character.
Those who carry out the action of the plot in literature. Major, minor, static, and dynamic are types of characters.
Colloquial.
An informal or conversational use of language.
Connotation.
That which is implied by a word as opposed to the word's literal meaning.
Concession.
A reluctant acknowledgement or yielding.
Coordination.
A compound grammatical construction. Big words.
Cumulative sentence.
A sentence that begins with a subject and predicate, then adds a series of phrases that explains the idea of the independent clause.
Duh.
Yeah.
To miss you. And now I
Wonder
Denotation.
The literal meaning of a word, its dictionary definition.
A 1,000 miles if I could just see you.
We gotta do this word. Diction.
Diction.
Choice of words, style of speaking or writing.
That's always. Elegiac.
Mournful over what has passed or been lost, often used to describe tone.
Epic. No crap.
Just keep going.
Apostrophe.
The repetition of the same word or words at the end of successive phrases, clauses, or sentences.
Now.
Epigram.
A short, often satirical poem dealing concisely with a single subject and usually ending with a witty or ingenious turn of thought.
Epitaph.
A short text honoring a deceased person, strictly speaking, that is inscribed on the tombstone or plaque.
Ethos.
A Greek term referring to the character of a person.
Eulogy.
A speech of writing in praise of a person or thing, especially on recently dead or retired.
What? He died? I'm going to be.
Euphemism.
The substitution of a mild, inoffensive, relatively controversial phrase for a frank expression that might offend or suggest something unpleasant to the audience.
Euphony.
The acoustic effect produced by words so formed or combined as to please the ear.
Expletive.
I think it's expletive.
Expletive.
A sentence that begins with it or there in a form of the verb to be instead of the subject.
Genre.
A particular style, form, or context of writing or reading. Gerund.
A verb acting as a noun that ends with the letters ing.
Homily.
A moral theme or an inspirational catchphrase.
Hortatory.
To strongly encourage a person not to do something, to give warnings or advice.
Wait, is that hortatory?
Hortatory.
Okay, ready? Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
An extreme exaggeration for emphasis.
Image.
To describe or portray in language, especially in a vivid manner.
They're trying to say I look fat.
Imagery.
It's too late.
Vivid use of language that evokes a reader's senses.
Imperative sentence.
A sentence that requests or commands.
So beautiful.
Induction.
Type of reasoning that explains a specific topic to a general topic. What? Oh.
Intransitive verb.
A verb that does not take a direct object.
But a verb is a thing you do.
Juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition.
The placement of two things side by side, for example.
Says for
Emphasis.
emphasis.
For emphasis.
Emphasis.
The totes.
A figure of speech consisting of an understatement in which an affirmative is expressed by the negating its opposite. From irony using understatement.
Logic.
A formal principle of reasoning.
Logical fallacy.
A mistake in reasoning. Way of supporting facts that are not logically sound.
Metaphor.
Direct comparison between dissimilar things without like or as. Without using like or as.
Metonymy. Metonymy?
Metonymy.
A figure of speech consisting of the use of the name of another in which it is an attribute or with or with which is associated. It refers to something by referring to something related to it.
Nominalization.
Turn a verb or adjective into a noun. That's impossible to do very easily.
Omniscient narrator.
An all-knowing, usually third-person narrator.
Periodic sentence.
A sentence that, by leaving the completion of its main clause to the end, produces an effect of suspense. Shut up! I can't pronounce words!
Polemic.
An argument against an idea, usually regarding philosophy, politics, or religion.
Polysyndeton.
The deliberate use of a series of conjunctions.
Premise.
A statement that the speaker believes will prove their argument.
Satire.
An ironic, sarcastic, or witty composition that claims to argue for something but actually argues against it.
Stage direction.
Over there, I want it over there.
The specific instructions a playwright includes concerning sets, characterization, delivery, etc.
Stanza.
A unit of a poem similar in rhyme, meter, and length to other units. No more!
Straw man.
Scarecrow.
A logical fallacy that involves the creation of an easily refutable position, misrepresenting then attacking an opponent's position.
Style.
I like your swagger.
The distinctive quality of speech or writing created by the selection and arrangement of words and figures of speech.
So I like your swagger.
Subordination.
Subordination.
The emphasizing one grammatical element by making it dependent on another independent element.
Subordinate clause.
Created by a subordinating conjunction, a clause that modifies an independent clause.
Syllogism. Because you don't say it with many ways.
A formal deductive argument made up of a major premise, a minor premise, and a conclusion.
Thesis. Ha! Beat that one.
A statement to be defended.
This is for you, Kaylin.
Tone.
The underlying style, character, feeling, etc. of a piece of text.
Transition.
Passing from one point or idea to another.
Trope.
A word, phrase, expression, or image that is used in a figurative way, usually for rhetorical effect.
Understatement.
To write with little or no emphasis.
Voice.
The relationship between a sentence's subject and its verb.
How do you pronounce this? Zima.
Zima.
Zima. Silent G.
There's a G in it!
We don't say Zima.
You say Zigma!
Oh, Zigma. Zigma.
Zigma!
Zig.
Zig.
Z.
The use of a word to modify or govern two or more words when it is appropriate to only use one of them or is appropriate but in a different way.
Oh.
That's the end.